ChristianGeekCentral.com.
Do you like games? I like games. Do you like games too? I like games too. I like games too.
New game. So that's enough on the Maniac Mansion. Oh, okay. Next game on the list is Batman. Now I'm gonna play the game that I traded my Scorponok Decepticon for. Dum 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 bum bum. Dum 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 bum bum. Yeah, sure, I'll play the intro here. Now this is, of course, licensed from the, it's a movie tie-in with the Michael Keaton, Tim Burton directed Batman movie from 1989. But despite it not following the plot of the movie, this is a solid game, and a lot of people would tell you that. Now, it does rip off of Ninja Gaiden in its use of, like, alternate weapons that you can cycle through. Oops. Oh, and they very smartly, I think, traded the functionality of the select and the start button. So I keep forgetting that you hit select to pause the game, and the start button cycles through your weapons, and I think that's really good design because it's just a little bit closer to the other buttons that you're using to fight, you know? And so I think they were kind of ahead of their time in recognizing that, like, you know, we might not want a start button, we might want an options button, like we have now on PS4. Infinite health, and then I'll do, I guess, infinite weapons. And these pellets I'm picking up are all to be able to use my weapons. You know, like my Batarang, normally that number would be decreasing. But I'm like, I'm freaking Batman, okay? I don't know what this is. This is like some kind of Ninja Gaiden ripoff thing. But I don't mind if a licensed game rips off of a game if it's a good game and they use good things. You know, it doesn't have to be this original. I think that's kind of unrealistic. It's like when the Green Lantern Rise of the Manhunters game came out as a tie-in to the Green Lantern movie. It was clearly ripping off of God of War in so many ways. But you know what? I like God of War, and I like the way that they used the mechanics of God of War to make a Green Lantern game, apart from the fact that you couldn't freaking fly in that game, which is a little bit lame, except for flying levels. Okay, so Batman. I stopped reading DC Comics around the New 52. I tried to read, like, lots of different comics when they relaunched. I was excited for what the New 52 could potentially be. I wasn't particularly fearful that I remember. But the more I read the New 52 stuff, the more I was like, oh, this is not for me. I remember the first, like, couple of issues that I read of Batman in the New 52. He was sounding not at all like Batman. It was like he was surrounded by his surrogate family of Dick Grayson, and he had a son, Damian Wayne. They totally lost me on that. And then talking about how, you know what, I'm not gonna visit my parents' grave anymore. You know, that's morbid. From now, on the anniversary of their death, I'm going to celebrate their lives, or I'm going to celebrate their birthdays now, or something like that. And I'm like, what is this Batman? He's like all content and happy with this surrogate family that he has. This is not the Batman that I care about, even remotely. And even before the New 52, with the whole Damian Wayne thing, or Damian's his kid, I kind of liked Bruce Wayne wanting to have a family and kind of seeing Tim Drake and Dick Grayson as being people that could potentially be like surrogate sons to him. But then at some point he actually adopted Dick Grayson, I think, and adopted Tim Drake, and then Damian Wayne is his biological son. And I'm like, no, that's too on the nose. That's too on the nose. He should always be one step away from really having a family and a family life. And as soon as you give Batman like this real family, then he loses some of his tragedy, I think. And then I guess they had that storyline of the death of the family, but you know what? I don't remember hearing about Dick Grayson or Tim Drake or Barbara Gordon being killed. I did hear about Damian Wayne being killed, but I guess he's back now. He's got a series or something. I don't know. So I am not reading Batman. I'm not reading any New 52, but that's specifically what kept me from staying engaged with Batman. That was a real shame. So now this is the Axis Chemical Factory, right? I mean, can't you recognize it, I'm sure, from the movie. But it's still a cool game, you know. It plays well. And a lot of people still, you know, like people that, you know, are still thinking about these kinds of games will think back fondly to the music. Ba-bum, 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 bow, bow, bow. Bow now, bow now, bow, 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 down, bow, bow now, bow, 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 No extra charge for that. I mean, I could get this far without codes on a really good day back in the day, but I finally beat the game once I had the Game Genie. Oh, crap! Just go in here. Just fall down. Oh, man. Oh, crap. How do I get back? That's right. I can jump. I can jump off walls and crap. Oh! There, did you see that? Looked like a little bat. And so you're fighting giant robots and stuff. And the cutscenes will, like, jarringly take cues from the movie in between levels. But the level design, the guys that you're fighting, nothing to do with the movie. Bow, bow, bow. Oh! Yeah, I think I beat this once in my life. All this pattern memorization, I'm not really into it. Yeah, you gotta shoot that little eyeball-looking thing over there. And then the electricity thing blows up. And then that other thing starts spitting out a bunch of bullet hell things. Oh man! I wanted to get close and then punch, but screw that! Alright, I'm done with this one. So this was yet another game that I bought, you know, Batman, that I didn't have cheat codes for, but I wanted at the time because it was Batman, you know, and I was obsessed after I finally saw the movie. The original Michael Keaton Batman movie was the first PG-13 movie that I ever saw. I remember I was in the Phoenix Boys Choir, and my friends in the Phoenix Boys Choir were talking about it and stuff. I wanted to see it so bad. And I just begged my dad if he would take me. Because they for sure wouldn't let me watch a PG-13 movie by myself. I was 12 at the time. And so my dad took me to go and see that one. And really left an impression. When at that point in the movie, when like the Batwing comes like up into the sky, and by the time we saw it, it was in the cheap theaters, you know. The Batwing comes in the sky and then it goes over the moon, and you see the bat symbol, you know, because of the Batwing up against the moon. Even in the cheap dollar theater, when people saw that, they clapped. And I just had this moment where I was like, I am with my people. You know, it was beautiful.
ChristianGeekCentral.com